But hello, welcome to today's live. Thank you for joining me. Those of you that are joining me right now, I have some really interesting news. So if you're feeling a little bit lost and you're wondering where all your profits are going, and you're thinking, you know, COVID, it's all COVID's fault. COVID's the reason why my business is losing loads of money. I want to try and allay those fears and get you thinking outside the box, because let me just change this lens a little bit. I want to allay those fears because everyone is moving their business online, and that is no different to accountants and bookkeepers. And you might be saying, well, I run a restaurant. How do I bring my restaurant business online? And you know, my answer to that would be, you know, look at other ways of getting your business online. There are people that are packaging their stuff and selling it online, actively selling their stuff online. And I know a successful restaurant actually in Sweden that's been actually, their revenue's gone through the roof because of COVID, because actually they've started delivering food parcels and it's working a treat. So there's always a way to do that. But one of the things I've learned massively in this tech world that we live in is that we need to show up. And one of the things I'm really getting annoyed at, and this is particularly aimed at accountants and bookkeepers, is when I go to their website, they're not actively selling anything. They're not actively communicating with me. They're not communicating with me in my language. Now, I am an accountant. My background is an accountant. I ran a successful accountancy practice here in the UK. We became a runner-up in a global award, which I was exceptionally proud of. We made hundreds of thousands of impacts worldwide through our charitable giving. We were doing amazing things. But I don't know about you, but I was really good at concentrating on making sure the work was done. I was getting bogged down with deadlines. I was always getting the deadlines done. I felt like I was working every single hour God sends. Profits weren't as high as what I'd hoped. And we'll go into that in a bit deeper as I go through this live today. But I wanted to get you thinking about, okay, where am I actually losing my profits in my business? Where am I losing my profits? How do I identify that? Now, there's a lot of hopefully there's a lot of accountants and bookkeepers that are going to join this live today and are going to watch this, and they're going to be saying, well, Jamie, this is what we do. This is 101. Yes. But what I'm seeing, or what I've seen in my experience of working with accountants and bookkeepers, is that they're ignoring one of the key aspects of their business, which is their online presence. Their online presence. So when I mean your online presence is, go onto Google and Google your name. Just Google your name and see whether you come up to the top of Google. Now, I'm not on about Facebook profiles where it comes up with your name at the top of Facebook and then you click on it and actually it's not you. That doesn't mean you're showing up on Google. I mean that you're showing up, like your online presence is everywhere. I go into LinkedIn, I search your name, you're at the top. I go into Facebook, I search your business, you're at the top. I go into Google, I search your business, you're at the top. I go to YouTube, I search your business and you're at the top. And this was a bit of an embarrassing story, really. But I've been on this journey of discovery, and I've spent basically about £30,000 on my personal development over the last 3 years. My mind feels like it's going to explode. I've been privileged to have some world-class mentors work with me. And I remember talking to a client, and I've got all this theory, and I know what's working for other people, but I then started communicating to my audience and saying, well, yeah, okay, you need to show up on Google. So embarrassingly, and this is where, again, making mistakes, is I went onto Google, and during a live video, I went onto Google and I Googled my name, and guess what? I didn't show up. And it was massively embarrassing. It was massively embarrassing. And some of you might be Googling my name, Jamie Selby, and you will find me now. So I'm starting to show up. This is this is 6 months worth of work. So 6 months worth of work, and I'm starting to show up on the top page on Google. My website's starting to show up on the first page on Google. That's what's happening. And YouTube, I'm starting to dominate YouTube. I'm starting to dominate Facebook for the Jamie Selby's, and surprisingly, there's quite a lot. But it's been a process. It's been a learning process as to how to get there. And you might be saying to me, well, why is this relevant to profits? Why is this relevant to my business? Why is this relevant to me? Well, what I want you to get you thinking about is, imagine you're running a shop and you're selling the best pies in the whole wide world. So you're selling the best pies in the world, but nobody knows where your shop is. It's in the middle of nowhere. Nobody knows about it. You've not printed any leaflets. You've not told anybody. You're just making these most amazing pies, and the only customers that you've got are your family and friends, and your family and friends are telling you, these are the most amazing pies in the world. Like, you need to get this out there. And the only thing that you're doing wrong is that you're not showing up. You're not showing up online. So when people go onto Google and they start searching, I want the most amazing pie in the world, you're not showing up. So how do you show up? And how does that link to profit? So for the accountants in the room, which you're going to laugh at me, and the bookkeepers. So we should know what the 9 profit drivers are, or the 9 core key drivers for profit. So we have reduce expenses. So there could be 2 there. So we could reduce our fixed expenses or our variable expenses. Now, yes, okay, that might be technobabble to some of you. But all that means is the money we're spending in our business, so the money we're spending on software, the money we're spending on entertaining, the money we're spending on advertising, marketing, staff, all of those expenses that we're paying out in our business, we can control that, in the sense of we can look at our expenses and we can say, well, okay, which of these expenses are absolutely necessary for my business? Which of these expenses can I look at to reduce? Now, being an accountant, yes, need more exposure, definitely. Doing business without advertising is like winking at a girl in the dark. Yes, you know what you're doing, but she doesn't. Yes, exactly. And any other guru that says that you can become an overnight success, I call BS, because it's not an overnight success. If you had millions and millions of pounds to pay in Facebook advertising, and Facebook actually allowed you to spend millions and millions of pounds on Facebook advertising, I imagine that you could potentially become an overnight success. But that's going off on a tangent there, so I apologize for that. So we reduce our costs. So that's something we can do as business owners. We can reduce our costs. We can look through our profit and loss account. So a profit and loss account is income less expenses. We can go through that, and we can and I don't know the accountants in the room and the bookkeepers, how many of you are actually doing that monthly? And I'm really interested. If you are doing that monthly, put so in the comments. So if you're monthly going through your profit and loss account, if you're not monthly going through your profit and loss account, then why are you doing it for your customers and not for yourself? And you might be saying, well, Jamie, what does this mean? If I review my expenses, what does this mean? Well, if you review your expenses and it turns out that you're paying, so for example, in your personal life, if you're paying for a gym membership and you can't yet go to the gym because of COVID, then cancel your membership. Like that gym is not actively going to pay you some money and say, right, here, I'm going to give you some money so you can have a better life. They're not going to do it. So go through your profit and loss account and reduce your expenses. It's not the difficult thing. Go through your bank account, go through your expenses and say, you know, what can I reduce? And when we talk about variable costs within business, this is the same in your personal life. So let's look at the variable cost. The variable cost would be something that's variable, something that changes from time to time. So it might be eating out. It might be your food, so the food that you're buying daily, the cleaning products that you're buying. You don't need to buy the top of the range products. You don't need to buy the most expensive meats. You don't need to buy the most expensive vegetables. These are all things that you can do. These are immediate, instant impact on your business. and something that you really need to focus on as a business owner to start to reduce that. And again, like I say, this might sound like business 101, but how many accountants and bookkeepers in the room are actually doing that? And I know Stephen is, because he's currently going through the profit first method, which is absolutely fabulous. And I'm really excited to hopefully get Stephen back on live in the not too distant future. So what's another profit driver? So we've got increased efficiencies. So what does that mean? So we need to get more efficient at what we're doing. So with the accountants and bookkeepers in the room, you're going to be saying, well, okay, how do I make myself more efficient? Well, you make yourself more efficient by potentially bringing on staff. So by bringing on staff, that can free up your time to make you more efficient. Now you might be thinking, well, that's counterintuitive. Not necessarily, because if you get more time back, you can then concentrate on the other profit drivers that are going to drive your business forward. So, but it's going to make minimal impact. So we can work on systemization, which is important. It is vitally important, but it's going to make minimal impact immediately. So the instant impact that you can make is you can start to look at your inefficiencies and then create a management structure to say, well, okay, let's deal with that. You can increase your prices. So you can start to increase your prices. That's something that you can control. A lot of you out there will be having this mental block saying, oh, I can't change from hourly to fixed fee. Yes, you can. You're just stopping yourself. There is that fear factor that your clients might leave, or you might price it incorrectly. Go out there and price it incorrectly. You know, if you're going to practice to run for a marathon, you're not just going to go out and start running marathon distances, unless you're some like alien or something. You know, you're going to start out and you're going to start running what you can, and then you're going to build up, and that's the real secret for anyone learning value pricing, is just start somewhere. Just start somewhere and start making mistakes, because those mistakes you will learn from. And when you make those mistakes and you're learning from those mistakes, that's going to be a huge impact on helping you identify lost profit. And if you're losing money on a job because you've got the systems and processes in place to say, okay, I've charged £1,000 for this job, it's cost me £1,000 to deliver, it's not worth it. So you turn around to the client and you say, well, hang on, Mr. Client, the price of this is going to go up to 2,000, and the reason for this is because we can't continue doing it at that. If the client doesn't understand, you just say goodbye. You're not in business to be in charity. I could talk about pricing all day long. You've got to sell more. You know, that might sound obvious, but it's not just sell more. It's selling more more scalable products. So a lot of accountants and bookkeepers and business owners out there think that because I run a bookkeeping practice, I can't sell anything else. Why not? You know, why can't you sell something else? So at the moment, I'm running affiliate marketing schemes for Groove. I'm running affiliate marketing schemes for Webinar Kit. I'm running affiliate marketing schemes for AppSumo. Okay, it's not making me millions of pounds like some people are portraying on the internet, but I'm learning the skill of selling other people's products. Now, why can't we do that as accountants and bookkeepers? Well, we kind of are, because we're selling Xero, we're selling Receipt Bank, we're selling QuickBooks as part of our packages. It's becoming, when I was running my accountancy practice, it wasn't the norm. You know, I was probably one of the first accountants and bookkeepers out there that was doing cloud accounting. Everyone was looking at me thinking I was crazy. But now it is becoming the norm. But you are actively selling those pieces of software. So why aren't you making some kind of revenue from that? How can you make some kind of revenue from that? How can that benefit your business? It has to be both ways. Like Xero, yes, I mean, Xero is a fantastic piece of software, and its marketing campaign is brilliant, and it's much better than QuickBooks Online from the marketing campaign, but both the products do exactly the same thing. And actually with QuickBooks Online, I argue that you could actually make more revenue for your business from that. So as an example, in my practice, we were making at the time only £500 a month, but that was £500 a month on the bottom line. So we were making £500 a month on our QuickBooks Online subscriptions, and we still had placeholders. If we'd have sold all of those placeholders, we'd have made £2,000 a month just on QuickBooks Online licenses. I know that's not the reason why you set up in business, but it certainly starts making business a hell of a lot easier. So sell more. Again, it sounds obvious, but that's where you could be losing a lot of profits. Sell more often. So one of the things that I'm seeing happening in the accountancy world is people are starting to move into this membership style system for smaller businesses. So smaller businesses are crying out for help and support with their financial accounting. They can't really afford to pay thousands and thousands of pounds a year for an accountant and bookkeeper to do the work for them. So I've seen a few people that are doing this and doing this quite successfully, is producing a membership scheme whereby you invite business owners to join your membership, where you will effectively train them once a month on how to close their books, how to do the bank reconciliation. You might be saying, that sounds crazy, why would I do that? That's going to do me out of work. No, it's not, because we're talking about the micro businesses. We're talking about the millions of businesses. Now, if you just humor me for a second, if you could get just 100 businesses into a membership that was £50 a month, would you like that on your bottom line? Is that something that you'd want? Would that change your life? Would that really help with the bottom line? Would that actually give you more time with your family? Would that give you more time to actually focus on your health? Would that give you more time to actually breathe? Does that make sense? Stephen, you said why, and what's that in relation to? I'll try and answer your questions at the end, Stephen, but if you can put that in the comments, I'll make sure I do answer that. Passive income. Okay, I will definitely deal with that at the end. So we can sell more often. We can do upsells. We can sell into other products that we're offering. One of the things I will say, though, and a big caveat, is this is all dependent on the type of business that you're trying to set up. So it's my dream to free you from your business. It's my dream to see parents at home with their kids. That's my big dream. That's my big vision that I've got for this business. That's the reason why I set this business up. To tell a short story linked into that, and the reason why I'm running these free live webinars is I remember speaking at Accountex. I was on the cloud pricing stand, and it's probably about 150 people in the theatre. I don't know whether any of you have been to Accountex, but you've got these like box rooms that fit about 100. I don't know how many people they are. It felt like there was thousands in the room for me. It was really, really intimidating. Open. It was lots of noise. And I remember speaking at Accountex, and this was the first time I've spoken at Accountex, and it was such an enjoyable experience. And at the end, when after the speaker a lot of people tend to approach the speaker and start asking questions. So out of the corner of my eye, I saw this short, stubby, quite large, rotund bloke, and he was smiling from ear to ear, and I was like, I kind of caught him out of the corner of my eye. And after I'd finished the conversation that I'd had with the two people that collared me at the end, asking for me copies of the slides and asking for questions about value pricing, how do they start using cloud pricing, this, that, and the other, it was great. So anyway, I turned to this chap and I start talking to him. He was like, "Oh, that was amazing, Jamie. Oh, you're such an inspiration, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "Oh, wow, fantastic. That's brilliant." And then he proceeded to tell me a story about how, and I'm going to try and tell it from his perspective, because I think it's going to come with more gravitas. And this is the reason why I'm here, and why I'm trying to help you identify your lost profits, and why I'm trying to help you grow your business so that you can spend more time at home with your family. So the story goes like this. So he's got a client deadline. He's sat in the office on Friday. He's beavering away, tapping away on the keyboard, trying to get this job done. He's working, he's burning the midnight oil, can't finish this job in time. So it then spills over onto Saturday. Saturday morning, his son comes in, really, really excited. Oh yeah, Daddy, it's your birthday tomorrow. I can't wait for it. Oh yeah, we're going for that meal, and oh, it's going to be fantastic. Blah blah blah. And then Daddy goes, oh, sorry, son, I'm busy. I'm going to go back to. I've got to get this deadline done. So he's there, beavering away, tapping away on his keyboard, doing this set of accounts for the client. Then Sunday comes. It's the client. It's this guy Jonathan. It's his birthday, and he's really excited to start the day, but he knows he's got this weighing burden on him that he's got to get this client deadline done. He has to get it done by his birthday. So he's there beavering away, doing all this work, and he continues working through. And he gets a phone call from his wife. Are you coming to the pub? It's your birthday. You've got to come. Anyway, what proceeds is, I can't, I'm busy. I've got to get this client work done. Now, I don't know how many of you out there have ever been in a similar situation. I can't say I've been on my birthday, I've been in a similar situation, but I have had client deadlines that I have put in front of family, and it breaks my heart. So this is a perfect kind of segue into the rest of the story. And what transpired was, and the wife actually started having a massive argument with the husband. He slams the phone down. Tears start to run down their faces. They're really upset. They come back from the pub. And what transpired is the 6-year-old son, had organized a surprise birthday party for his dad. And yeah, it just breaks my heart to think that this accountant, couldn't go to his own surprise birthday party that his 6-year-old had organized for him. And I think there's so much power in that message, and that's the reason why I'm here. That's the reason why I keep pushing out these lives. That's the reason why I want to help accountants and bookkeepers, because I don't want to ever hear that ever again. I don't want to ever hear that an accountant or bookkeeper is putting a deadline and client work in front of their family. And if they are, I want to know that they're getting paid for it, and getting paid millions for it, because it is not worth you giving up time with your family, or giving up time on your dreams, on your desires, on what you want from life for a client. Because the question that came out, the first question that came out of my mouth was, did the client appreciate it? And do you know what he said? No. So he busted his absolute, I'm not going to swear, to get this job done, and the client didn't even appreciate it. And that, there's such a powerful message in that, because we as accountants and bookkeepers, I've only ever met one accountant and bookkeeper that I didn't like, and we are so kind, we're so giving, we give away so much for free. And I'm absolutely determined to help accountants and bookkeepers to show up and work on the core thing that I believe is going to help accountants and bookkeepers grow exponentially. So, you know, we've gone through some of the core instant, shall we say, profit drivers that I believe there's a huge mistake in business owners actually focusing their attention on these core ones, which are reducing your expenses, increase efficiencies, increase prices, sell more often, and convert more. Because whilst, yes, they can make an impact on your business, the exponential impact is growing an audience, growing a following, growing a tribe, growing an audience that will be screaming out your name. Now, for those of you in the room that say, oh yeah, but you know, I'm only an accountant and bookkeeper, you know, why would anyone follow me? Well, you know, without sounding harsh, you know, Donald Trump's got a following. You know, and to those Donald Trump fans out there, you know, good luck to you. You know, you might love him, but for me, it's a bit marmitey. You either love him or you hate him. So if he can grow a tribe of millions and millions of people, why can't you grow a tribe of just 100 people, or just 150 people, or even 50 people? 50 people that follow you and what you do and how you can help them. And that's where you get that exponential growth. Because if you can get 100 people to like you, If those 100 people pass you on to 10 people, that's then 110. And you compound it every single year, 121, 133, 100, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. And if each of those are then paying to have access to you as an accountant or bookkeeper, and I'm not saying do the accounting and bookkeeping in a membership, because that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is create some kind of membership so people can be part of what you're doing. The second thing is lead generation. And this is something that it's really annoying me, because there's so many accountants and bookkeepers out there that are just not doing it. They're not doing it. I mean, I was told yesterday about a very good accountant, so a recommendation. So it was a referral. And they said, oh, my accountant's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So what I did instantly is I went to their website. And then, good God, it was just text, just loads and loads of text. It told me nothing about them. It told me nothing about what they do. It didn't tell me anything about what they could do for me. Nothing. They didn't talk to me. Now, if I was one of their ideal clients, they didn't talk to me at all. All they talked about was tax legislation, making tax digital, all these things, which, yes, as an accountant, I understand what they are and I understand the importance, but you're not talking to accountants and bookkeepers. You're talking to clients. You're talking to a person. You're not talking to hundreds of people. You're talking to one person. And that's what I'm trying to get better at, by talking to one person. And the person I'm talking to is a parent. That's the person I'm talking to. I'm talking to a parent that has children, that's running their own business. They're burning the midnight oil. They're trying to manage having a family, having a business, having a husband or wife. And it's difficult. It's very, very difficult. But my motivation here is to help those business owners to free themselves, to identify their lost profits. And if you can identify your lost profits and actually focus on what's going to grow your business exponentially, the rest of it is just going to fall into place, because selling more is going to be easier once you've got an audience. When I say an audience, like, for example, if Tony Robbins, and hopefully some of you know who Tony Robbins is, if Tony Robbins comes out with a new product, people buy it straight away. I'm going to use another example. Apple bring out a new phone, and it could be only slightly better than the latest iPhone 11, but they're going to sell millions of it without even having to sell it. They're going to they can sell millions of it. And they know they're going to, it could be faulty. It could be absolutely faulty, and they'll still sell millions of it. And will that lose their audience? No, it's not going to lose their audience. Apple have got such a tribe of people following. And this is the same with Xero and QuickBooks. You've got people who follow Xero and people who follow QuickBooks. Both the tools do exactly the same job. It's a ledger system where the debits and the credits get posted, and they've got integrations that pull in a lot of that data automatically. But you'll have your tribe, your Xero tribe, that if I try to tell the Xero tribe that QuickBooks is better than Xero, I'm going to be met with resistance. And if I told the QuickBooks tribe that Xero is better than QuickBooks, I'm going to get resistance from the QuickBooks tribe. Does that make sense? So those people just buy and buy and buy and buy, and that's how you get that exponential growth. And now is so important to get that online presence and to be showing up. If you Google your name and you're not showing up, how do you expect businesses to find you? And if you're saying, well, yeah, Jamie, I've got a referral system in place and it's absolutely fantastic, and my business is growing. So you're telling me that you're placing the success of your business in other people's hands. And you might be saying, Jamie, you're crazy. No, that is exactly what you're doing. The success of your business is in the hands of your customers. So, you cannot make one mistake. You make one mistake, those referrals stop. So, why not grow? Why not grow an influence? Why not start to show up? Why not try to believe in yourself? Why keep hiding behind the computer forever? Do you know what I mean? If that's what you want to do, fair enough. But I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the accountants and bookkeepers that are fed up with being in the dark. You know, I'm talking to the accountants and bookkeepers that want to show up. I'm talking to the accountants and bookkeepers that are sick of people not seeing the value in what we do. You know, they're the people that I'm talking to. I'm not talking to everyone else. So I'm just going to have a look at some of the comments. Thank you, Stephen, again for your comments. They really do help. So why the passive income? So again, for accountants and bookkeepers, and I'm not trying to distract you away from other things that you're doing, but as accountants and bookkeepers, we're becoming trusted advisors, and we're moving more into that advisory role. Now, if you look at a lot of coaching businesses and a lot of coaches online, lot of business advisors, they will be encouraging you or not encouraging you, promoting products that they're using that are helping their business grow. Now, when they do that, they have an affiliate link attached to that product. So they've got multiple sources of income. So why wouldn't you try and create more multiple sources of income within your business? You know, why wouldn't you? Why? What's the problem with having multiple sources of income? There's none. You know, if you've got the available profit to be able to invest into a marketing strategy, and I mean, do you have a marketing strategy? Do you even know what a marketing strategy is? If you don't, just put in the comments section there, and next week I'll tell you what a marketing strategy is, and I'll give you some tips there. So what else have we got here? QBO, how did you make more money out of that versus Zero? So I made more money out of QBO than Zero, because when I looked at my client base, I was actually really, because Zero's created this tribe and it's absolutely fantastic, and the marketing department within Zero is miles streets ahead of QuickBooks, massively. They've sold it better, you know, create beautiful books, whereas QBO was pushing out replace your bookkeeper. I mean, that was a great marketing campaign. Not Zero are a fantastic product, but for me, I bought QuickBooks Online licenses for £1 each license. So when I then sold it on to clients, I wasn't selling it on at the full retail price. I was selling it on at £20 a month, which then turned out when QuickBooks then increased the price to £5 per month. So I was making £15 per month for each client that was using my QBO licenses. And that was just how I was making it. I hadn't packaged anything together for a subscription. But again, in hindsight, I would definitely have done that, you know, and I'm actually contemplating doing that right now. So partnering up with an accounting or bookkeeping firm where I would just push out all the education and webinars on that and just create a membership, because, you know, can you get 100 business owners that want that level of support where they're getting supported monthly, where they can come and ask questions, how to do things within QuickBooks Online, have got that 5-star service, yeah, they'll pay for it. And if you can get 100 businesses doing that, it's £5 a month. Like it's not small money. Is there any more questions? So I'm in these sessions, I'm just sharing some top secrets about how to identify your lost profit. Like this first session, I'm just concentrating on just helping you see the framework. So the framework that I'm wrapping around this is identifying where your lost profits are. I've got a 6-step method that I have created, and this is what I've learned from spending thousands and thousands of pounds. And my 6-step framework starts with motive. We then move on to money. We then move on to magnet. We then move on to marriage. We then move on to management, and then we move on to movement. Now, all of those steps are how you create a successful online practice and a successful online business. So, for example, I have a questionnaire. So those of you who would like to fill out the questionnaire, just put questionnaire in the comment section, and I will personally send you a message. And I will also let you book a free one-to-one with myself worth $397. And when I say worth $397, that's what I've actively been charging customers to meet me and have my consulting and me consulting on their practice. So on things to help drive profit and drive growth in their business. So if that is of interest, what I'll do is I'll send you that questionnaire. You can go through that questionnaire, and if you want to, we'll then have a one-to-one, and we'll identify real top tips as to how to grow your practice quickly. So what I've got here, yes, I package 0 in our monthly fees. Yeah, I know, Stephen. So it's so. One of the opportunities we've got right now as accountants and bookkeepers is we could, again, package that 0 software subscription. We're getting a discount on that subscription, is package that with some digital online training. Now, that's something that is completely scalable. Now, if you package that as, I don't know, even $25 a month or £25 a month, it's less than a mobile phone subscription, but it's going to give it an immense amount of value to customers, because they're going to be able to potentially contact you or get support on the training. So if they've got any questions, they go onto the platform and be able to get those answers. Now, a lot of those questions we're getting asked on a daily basis anyway, whilst running our accounting and bookkeeping practices. So when we get asked those questions, we then create a video that's general. We then add it into the training platform. You don't need to dedicate huge amounts of time to these sorts of things, but it could be adding huge amount of value to customers, because there might be some micro customers that are turning over 10, 15, 20,000 pounds a year, that and then it's going to be very, very difficult to get them to pay 200, 300, 400 pounds a month. But to get them to pay 25 pounds a month, to have somebody walk them through how they reconcile their own books, how they file their own VAT returns, and you might say, well, QuickBooks Online has already got their training videos out there. Yeah, but there's such lack of support. And then when you contact the support line, you've got to wait and hold. And it's not, you don't really feel part of something, if that makes sense. What else have we got? Is there any other questions? How's everyone's days going? Try and make it as interactive as possible. Let's see whether there's people on Facebook putting comments. Have a look. If you are on Facebook, StreamYard is a streaming app that I'm using to stream directly to Facebook. So if you give StreamYard permission, I can see your comments within StreamYard. If not, I can't see the comments. So I'm just going to look at my notifications, just see whether. So you can fast track your identity. I can't see any comments on there. So yeah, so exciting news coming up about me launching this new mentoring program. So you'll have access to me. I will be offering one-to-ones for the first 10 customers, and the first 10 customers after. So any people after that, I will not be able to dedicate my time one-to-one. Because what I'm building at the moment, I've got 25 training courses that are going into the course, and those are all going to be around at how you can grow your practice, how you can increase your online presence, how you can increase your influence, and just how you can show up ultimately. And all of those are going to mean that you earn more money. Maybe you can go and buy that dream car, or pay for that dream holiday, or for Stephen, pay for his dream flight over here to come and see me in the UK. Right, so is there any other things here? So next week I'll be sharing a link to actually to join me free on a webinar, and in the webinar I will be diving a lot deeper than what I have today, and we will be focusing on like I say, identifying your lost profit. So what I want to do is, and the questionnaire that we've developed is aimed at helping you identify where there's gaps in your business. Now, it's not to say go and focus on all of these things and you're going to make millions and millions of pounds. Chances are, if you implemented all of those things and did it successfully, you would make millions and millions of pounds. But the idea is to help you identify, well, okay, there's a gap here. This is something I feel like I could do. And then it will lead you in beautifully. Right, is there any other comments? Stephen, how are you, mate? How's things down under? Multinational audience. I think I think there's like a 10-second delay or something, Stephen, as the comments come in. Oh, are these still there? Fantastic. How are you, Jamila? You having a good day? Oh, Jamila's gone. How is everyone? I can't see. Who can I see? It says 3 people on my profile. I don't know who that is. I think that's Stephen. That's you. She's there. She's doing great. Fantastic. So big key takeaway is believe in yourself. It might sound like I don't want to gloss over this as well. I don't want to be leading you into a false sense of security and thinking that you're going to get immediate results from working with me. What I am going to say is that if your goal is to hit $1 million worth of revenue, if you keep implementing what I'm training, you will hit $1 million worth of revenue. It's only a matter of time. You will grow a massive audience. So I've been able to amass an audience of over 5,000. Okay, Facebook is growing, and I think I've got an audience of 1,500. I don't know if I'm getting the timing wrong of these Facebook lives to get more people attending them, but when I'm actually running the Facebook lives, I'm regularly getting 300 to 400 views on those Facebook lives, which is fantastic. So it could just be the timing of these events that I'm not getting, but I've grown an audience of over 5,000. I've got 3,500 on LinkedIn. And I will be going live on LinkedIn when LinkedIn actually lets me. So that will grow that audience even more. So, I mean, I've done that in very short time, really, all things considered. So that's taken me best part of 6 months to grow to those sorts of numbers. And you can do that too. It's not difficult. You've just got to talk, instead of trying to talk to everyone, just talk to one person. And you'll do fantastic. You're having a fantastic day. Jamila's loving it. So I will be pushing. So I've recorded this live, and I will be pushing this out onto social media even more. And again, that's a good technique of just repurposing content. So if you've ever done a webinar or you've got recorded content, just keep pushing it out there. The reason why people won't be watching your content won't be because your content's not great. It will typically be because your headline is rubbish or it's confusing. So what that says to me is the search for lost profit is a headline people aren't searching for. People aren't searching for lost profit. So maybe they're searching for lost money. Don't know. Your private lives attract a bigger audience due to different timing. Yes, I think so. So when I run my lives later on in the evening, actually, I think they're getting more traction. So I'm going to be going live a lot more often. So not more often. That's not even sound English. I'm going to be going live more often. So you're going to see me showing up everywhere. I'm going to be annoying everyone, and I'm sorry for that. Well, I'm not sorry, but not sorry, because I've got a mission, and I'm going to achieve it. I'm going to help business owners free themselves from their business. I'm going to help them identify their lost profits and grow their business. So even during COVID. So that's my mission. I'm on it. And you might see some dancing videos as well, which will keep it interesting. Anyway, I hope you have an absolutely fabulous day. Have an amazing day. I hope you've enjoyed the live today. Like I say, if you have enjoyed the live, just put in the comment section down below. If you're watching the replay, put replay down below. It'll really help me understand what's connecting and what's not. If it's rubbish and it's not connecting, let me know. Like I don't mind negative feedback, and I don't think it is negative feedback. I think it's all positive, because it means I can then I can tell myself what I think you want to know, but I don't know. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know what it is that you want to know, or what it is that you'd like to learn. If you'd like to learn how to make more money, if you'd like to learn marketing strategies, if you'd like to run a successful accounting practice, if you'd like to grow a 6-figure accounting practice, I could do that within six months, if you're wanting to do that. There's milestones that you need to get to that, but that's easy enough done. How to get ultimately how to buy accountancy practices as well. So I've got experience of doing that. I've done that now twice, and sold one. So I understand the process that's involved there. So I've got lots of knowledge and a big heart, and I just want to see change in the world. Hope you have an amazing day. Take care. Bye-bye.